Hi everybody, my name is Auntie Carolyn or Grandma Carolyn, and I work with the Star Elder Group in Surrey for the Ministry of Children and Families. And I'm a member of the SOWEST Nova Métis, so I'm part Mi'kmaq, and so I'm a bit of a mixture. So my dad's side of the family came from Switzerland and France a long time ago, and my mom's side of the family is from Scotland. And so a few hundred years ago they got here, and voila, we met the beautiful Mi'kmaq people and started families with them. And so that's how I am a Métis person. And what I wanted to do today is talk to you about another subject I like to call spiritual hygiene. And we know what hygiene is: taking a bath and making yourself feel good, looking after your hair, cleaning your face, all that kind of stuff to make you feel healthy. So I think it's the same thing with spiritual practices that you do every day to feel really good. And so this is about building an altar. Is used for different purposes, but for my purpose in my house, I have one up in my room, and it brings down beautiful energy, and it disperses it into the environment. So I love to have my home feeling really nice, and this is one way you can do it. So I don't know if you can see my lovely cloth that my friend Stacy Holt wove for me, but it's a Mesa cloth, and I'm also a Mesa carrier, so I like to carry this. And I start off in the 4 directions. So I put this down. I know this is north, I know that's east, I know this is south, and this is west in my house, because I used my compass on my iPhone to double check. No, seriously, I know the directions because the mountains are that way and they're north. Okay. So I start with one of my rocks that came from Golden Ears Mountain, and I'm gonna put that in the north. Then I'm gonna take this beautiful rock here that came also from a mountain, and it's a heart shape. Or no, this one came from a river, heart shape, and I'm gonna put that in the east. I'm gonna put this lovely stone from Prince Edward Island. This is the color of their soil. Isn't that crazy? And this was on the beach, and they were all sparkling in the sunshine. So it reminds me of summer. And I'm gonna put that in the south gate. And now I'm gonna put this lovely round rock over in the west gate. And so now what I wanna do is I want to maybe make it a little bit more beautiful with some cedar. And also the cedar really cleanses your environment, so it's lovely to have here. So maybe I'm going to put down a little bit of cedar on my altar. So I've harvested the cedar in a good way. So I asked the cedar tree when I was on my walking my dog, if I could have some of her lovely branches for my altar for this teaching, and she said, sure. So I took some in a nice way. I didn't rip off the branches, and I said thank you after for the beautiful medicine. Now what I want to do is I have some feathers. Well, you know, I have my beautiful eagle feathers, and so the eagle represents springtime, represents love, creator, sharpness of mind. And so and because he comes from the East Gate, he represents the East Gate or springtime, I'm going to put him in the East Gate. And the reason I'm starting off with the East Gate is because that's where the seasons start on the medicine wheel. And so in the South Gate, I've got my rock there, I got my cedar, and I have this little carving of an otter. And I think somebody gave it to me from the aquarium one year, but I really love him, and he's carved out of something. And otters are about fun and being joyful. So I want to do that in the summer, because I feel like through the year, you know, we're so busy rushing and getting projects done, we forget to have fun. So I'm going to put this little sweetie in the South Gate. Then in the West Gate in the fall, I'm going to put in my fierce warthog. And this little guy runs around my feet. I can feel his presence, and he keeps me safe on the earth plane. I'm going to put him in the west. He's fierce. His name is Rasputin. Of course, right? Why wouldn't it be Rasputin? He's a warthog. Then in the, oh yes, and I'm going to put my raven feathers in the west gate as well, because Raven lives in the west, and my sacred spiritual name given to me by White Snowy Owl woman of the Lakota Sioux is Raven Flying. So I want to empower myself. So I'm going to put that there. And then in the north gate, I think what I'm going to do is put this lovely piece of amethyst. It's got a whole bunch of points on it. And I scrubbed it a little bit too vigorously with the scrub brush and took off one of those little bits. But I had to get the dust out and make it fresh and pretty. So you can see this. I'm going to put this in the north because it's going to give me clarity of mind. And when I think about the north, I think it's about having clarity of mind. Then I've got something really sweet for the middle of the center of the wheel, the middle of the wheel, and it's lovely little painted river rock, and it's got a butterfly on it, and my friend Kelly made it for me. And butterfly represents transformation. And so I don't want to get stuck in my life. I want to think about things and try and process them and stay connected and stay grounded. And I want to keep growing and changing. And to me, that's transformation. And transformation is changing your paradigm and then thinking, oh, gee, that was a bit unnecessary, all that stuff I was doing. I'm going to try something new. Well, that's a moment of transformation. And so I'm going to put that right in the middle of my medicine wheel, or middle of my altar. And then I'll remember that I am always in a state of growing and changing. So I would now go and put this on a shelf that I have in the corner of my room, in my bedroom. And it's going to bring down some really, really pretty energy and put it into my house. And that's going to feel so great. And it's better than any air purifier you can imagine. So that's my teachings on building an altar. And I hope you'll try one. You can see it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have these beautiful pieces of, heart-shaped quartz that are sold for a lot of money, or a big piece of smoky quartz. You don't have to go and spend money. You can just pick up these rocks, and you look down and see a rock and think, gee, that's a really nice one. It feels like, and you know what? Rocks are very important. They're the stone people, so they're not just rocks. They've got teachings as well. So they're very important to have on your medicine wheel, and also free. Free's good. Okay, that's my teaching for you today on altars. Try it, and I bet you'll like it. Okay, we'll see you soon. All my relations.